So guess what we're gonna do today? Orange juice. We have a Valencia Orange Tree in our backyard. It's probably, I think we planted it about 25 years ago, This is about half of the oranges that I took down a couple days ago. We like to let them sit for a few days after picking them. So I counted, I think it was just over 12 dozen, and there's still about 5 dozen left on the tree. So I already started doing some juicing and gave a few to some of our neighbors, but with the pandemic we haven't been going out, like to give some to friends. I mean, even relatives didn't want anybody visiting, and so they didn't even want any of the oranges. So they're really, really good. Some of them get pretty big. Let's see. They're about softball size, maybe. Some of them can be, we gave away most of the bigger ones. This is a regular size. So anyway, I'll go in, back in the kitchen and pick up where I left off. Okay, so this is what I've juiced so far. It's just a plastic bottle. It used to have apple cider in it. And it's, I think it's a gallon. Yeah, 1 gallon. So it's at about a half a gallon. Okay, these are the oranges that I'm doing right now. And if you have an orange tree, don't worry if, look at, it looks like, oh, that looks horrible. When I cut it open to juice it, it's going to be fine. It's full of juice. It's just sometimes they'll have scars and they're just not going to be perfect looking. This is the batch I'm doing right now. Okay, these are the oranges I've already done. That's what was in that container. There's about 28 full oranges here. Okay, so that's how much. So half a gallon is about 28 oranges. Okay, so this is what I'm using. This is what I use just to do if I'm doing a big batch of juice. This is the attachment to a KitchenAid mixer. I have the bigger mixer. I just use this one pretty much for when I'm going to do juice. But this was, gosh, I think it was like $24. I bought it several years ago, but that's what I use if I'm making a big batch of juice. If I just need a little bit of juice, I just use one of those metal hand squeezers. And this does, sorry, I was moving the tripod. This does splatter a little bit, so I usually will put towels. So that's why I put all the towels around here, because I don't want it to splatter all over the place. But there's this attachment that can go in here, and it will catch, sorry, it goes this way. This will catch seeds and pulp if you want to do that. I like the whole, as much as the orange as I can get. Okay, so this is the, I don't know, 4th batch I think I'm at. And I was just going to show that this is, I think, 10 halves, so 5 full oranges. There's only, I think, 1 seed right there out of 5 full oranges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so out of 5 full oranges, and hardly any seeds. But these are just, I mean, the tree just has the most amazing oranges. Some years they're really big, like twice the size, but they're super juicy all the time. And we just basically water the tree. We don't use any pesticides. Occasionally, I mean, once a year maybe, I might put some like the Miracle Grow stakes. I'll just hammer those down into the ground, and otherwise it's just basically the sprinklers that we have out in the yard. When I'm done with this gallon, I'll go out and I'll show you what the tree looks like. Alright, so we got through 58 oranges. Not 58 halves, but 58 actual oranges. And I was able to fill up this gallon, and I have enough extra, I have enough extra for myself for a glass. And I did drink a little bit earlier just to taste it, to see how it was, but it tastes really good. It's not bitter, because we do let, if you pull oranges off of a tree, you want to let them sit for, this is our experience anyway, we let them sit for about 5 days, roughly. We'll just put them in a box on the garage floor. In the summer, like it is now, it's been 100 degrees, in the high 90s to just over 100 degrees here in Southern California this week. And a lot of fires going on, mostly up north. We're in Southern California. But if it is hot outside, you want to keep them in, you can even put them in the refrigerator. Like these Valencia oranges, I'll put them in the refrigerator. I mean, I'm guessing a month. I'll take one out. I don't usually peel these because Valencias are real thin skin, but if I'm just going to eat an orange, I'll just cut it into wedges and eat it that way. Another way is if you take you know, like your knife and just kind of, you know, go around the edge, just get all the orange portion of the rind off, and you can cut it up and eat it that way. You can even freeze the oranges, like when you chop it up, you know, like take off all the orange, as much of the orange rind as you can, or the skin. Chop it up, like say into cubes, and you can freeze those for later. Like if you want to throw them in your juicer, whether it's a Vitamix or Ninja or whatever you have, then you have like ice cold, and you've got like the whole orange. You've got, except for the very outermost orange portion of the skin. The white portion is fine. That's actually good for you, and it's very frothy when you make a juice. Okay, so I'll go out and I'll show you the tree. Okay, this is the tree. I trimmed it last weekend. Can't really see it. It was already hitting the roof. It was kind of going over the roof, so I had to get up on the ladder and cut some of those branches off. There's an apple tree right here. This is a Gordon apple tree. I wouldn't recommend it. We've had it for years, but it just doesn't grow apples it'll grow apples, but they're very dry, no matter how much we water. Oh, a little bird visitor right there. Birdie! So anyway, it's got a lot more oranges up at the top, but you can still see that there's still oranges, a lot of oranges on it. And if we go up to there we go, there's a whole bunch more up there. There's probably about 60 more, 50 or 60 more, maybe. Okay, and so then we have the Gordon apple, which I would not recommend. It's not a very good apple. And then this is a Eureka lemon. Oh, and a crow. Right there. We've had a lot of crows lately too. I did a video with our sheds that I had to put some fencing around because of rats. Well, we've got a lot of crows. They like the neighbor's fig tree. They have a big fig tree, and there'll be a dozen crows in their fig tree. No figs left. And then, oh, this is a Meyer lemon right here. I don't think it has any lemons on it right now. Oh wait, they're green. It hasn't even gotten, oh, there's a lot. I didn't really even notice this. Okay, this one doesn't bloom as much as the fruit. Well, it has to bloom first and then it makes the fruit, as the Eureka, but the Meyers are kind of a orange, a lemon that's kind of got an orange to it. So it looks like we've got a few green ones. There's another one right there. Okay, so that'll be maybe a month for those to be ready. But this one doesn't have as much fruit as the Eureka. That's always got fruit, always, all months of the year, and they end up falling on the ground because they'll get huge. Like, look at this one right here. They get big. I've already pulled some that are. Oh, we've got an airplane with a banner on the back going over, so it's kind of loud. There you go. You can see there's a lot, and this is all year long. And these are really thick, real thick skin. But they're great for. I don't really make lemonade very much because it requires a lot of sugar. So I'll just do a little batch, and I'll try to do like lemon squares without using too much sugar. Oh, here we go. Here you can see. I just noticed these literally would have fallen today, so I'll be pulling those. I'll bring them in. You know, lemon zest, definitely. Okay. Now, as for these oranges, they don't totally go to waste because I do put them in the composter. I just added a bunch of leaves to this batch, so I need some wet material. So this will go in here. I'm putting about half of these in right now. So we had, I think, 58 oranges total, so I'm going to put in about 27 or so. And with the heat, like right now, the composter, I've had this several years, and my husband made a stand for it, metal. I don't think this company sells this particular model anymore, but they do make other models, and then there's other brands out there. Okay. Let's see a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to tumble this, and with the heat, it's going to be breaking down really fast. Right now it's in the shade, but it's in the afternoon, so it gets a lot of morning sun. Okay, so I'll go ahead and tumble this. Okay, I just tumbled those in, and I think I can put the rest in with a little bit more leaves. I like to get this about 3/4 full. So there's a little bit more that needs to break down, but these will break down really fast. So I'll put the rest of these in, and some more dry leaves, which we have plenty of those too. And then I'll just keep tumbling this. Oops, sorry. It should be ready in a few weeks. So you get little bugs and things are good. That's what's in the... No worms. You don't put worms in these hot tumblers. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tumble this, and I'll put some more leaves in. Okay, so it's all loaded up. I don't think I can do this with one hand. This is pretty heavy, but I'll try it. So I just tumble it a few times. And I'll let it sit till tomorrow, and I'll give it a good tumble. Try to tumble it once a day, maybe every other day. And then a couple weeks I have some good soil. And I do put that around the orange, a little bit, not too much, but around the orange tree and the lemon trees. Doesn't help the apple, that apple tree, the Gordon apple. I just don't recommend it. It's not a great apple. But the oranges, wonderful. Valencia oranges.